What is going on, guys? It's your boy J Cuts the Great here from Anime Escape with another Drifters review, episode 10. Baba Yati. I can't say it. But the episode starts off with the Dark King having a discussion with, I think they said one of the 4 great dragons, and it's crazy because, like, you know, the Great King's passing knowledge and stuff like that, and they're too much talking to the dragon. And I guess he rubs the dragon the wrong way, and it goes to like eat the king or like eat the Dark King. Before he does that, he does say, "Turn around and look at me." And Dark King turns around and looks at him. Then all of a sudden, his skin, the dragon's skin, begins to boil because the Dark King is reaching out for the dragon. Why? Don't know. It just starts kicking up, and the dragon is being boiled alive. So the Dark King gave an option: join us, or, you know, die. So the dragon joined them, obviously. Next, it went to the Dark King's It went to the Dark King's army, and they were plowing fields and stuff, and they were like trying to get seeds and stuff. So he told them to give him some of the oats, and like he has it in his hand, and all of a sudden it's like a flood of oats just like overflowing with his hands, like fills the whole courtyard. And it's crazy because like now the Ends are trying to figure out what is his purpose for teaching these things how to farm and pillage and stuff like that. So then it cuts to the Drifters base, which is Toyohisa, Yoichi, and Oda, who aren't there at the time. So like the men elves and the Drifters left. So there's only women and young boy elves and young girl elves. So, are you kidding me right now? Oh my gosh. Why is it not? Okay. I'm just gonna keep going because I'm not gonna stop. So anyway, so was it Ganchome? I'm just gonna say his name. He's looking for the Drifters. One of the assistants were left, and he was like, well, the Drifters aren't here, they're free to elves and stuff like that. Cuts to the Drifters and not the elves, but the dwarves. Cut to the elves and the dwarves and the Drifters. The elves, I think the elves were eating like 2 days straight, but you know, they were eating, they were getting back to nourishment and stuff like that. So it kind of, they're talking, everyone's eating, drinking. Oda's like, this is pointless. And is Yomi, she's like, we had food here that can last for weeks. Had food that could last for weeks. But yeah, it's crazy because then it cuts back to the Oda. It comes back to the Orta. Comes back to the Orta, and Joan of Arc wakes up, and she's like, "Where am I?" And like, there's a princess there, and she's like, "You're alive. You're here." And they're like, she's like, "How?" Like, the guy spared you. She's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, he spared you." And like, she asked about her partner. He saw it. She was like, "I'm gonna kill them all. We'll burn their ashes to black bones and stuff like that." So yeah, it's crazy. Then it cuts back to the Oda talking to the dwarves about because before I'm getting lost. That whole thing messed me up. Because before it cut to Joan of Arc being bedridden, Oda had talked to the dwarves about making a musket. So after the Joan of Arc woke up, it went back to Oda, and the dwarves actually showed them a updated version, they modified it. And he was like, I only showed this to you guys yesterday. And they were like, yeah, you know, you brought the actual thing. Or if you brought schematics, that would have been a little bit tougher, but you brought the actual thing for us to look at and use as an example. So yeah. And like Oda was like, well, how many of these, with like all the forges up and stuff, how many of these could you make? And they were like maybe everything was up and around like 10. He was like, just 10? They were like, no, 10 a day isn't, you know, easy. He was like, oh my gosh, these guys are amazing. So then they asked Yoruichi, who just happened to pop up, about where Toyohisa is. And the dwarves tell Toyohisa he took the young dwarves out to train, which Oda brings up an awesome point. He was like, all of you look old. How can you tell the difference? I had a hard time doing that too, except for like the younger ones have like colored beards. I would just say like their beards are like colored, and all the other ones are like just white hair. Like that's the only way you can tell the difference that they're young. But yeah. So as that's happening, Gancho Main's two servants appear to them, and Gancho Main appears to Oda, and they're like, who are you? He's like, yes, I'm Gancho Main, da 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 da. And what's her name? Is it Yomi? Sounds right. So Yomi comes in, like, Gancho Main's Kane Carter is here, da da da. It's like, who is that? And she's like, he's the guy who owns 1/3 of the Orta army. And they were like, why are you here, pretty much? And like, cuts back to Toyohisa and the dwarves, and one of his servants goes and attacks, tries to attack Toyohisa, he dodges it, and like as he's about to attack a second time, he's like, nothing can weaken me except for a grizzled old man. And then like the old drifter guy, I can't remember his name to save my life, he like stops and stares at him, he falls out. And then like the second servant, he's like, no, that old man and his gaze cannot hurt me. Nothing but a young boy with a ponytail and a hair over his eyes can stop me. Then Yoruichi slides in and he falls out. So it's like, why? So like, Toyohisa, dwarves, and Yoruichi come back with the two servants. And it's funny because Toyohisa has no problem saying what's on his mind. He's like, And someone else who's head I don't know whether I can cut off or not. And I'm like, Jesus, man, you just met him, literally. But come to find out, Gancho Main is trying to switch sides. Because come to find out, even crazier, Hitler was an end in this show. And I'm like, yo! Because like, come to find out, Hitler was like, I think like the first end. And he set up the organizational skills and stuff like that for the Orta to go about conquering everything. And Saint Sancho Ganjo, whatever his name is, was there with him. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy, son. Like, so Hitler was there eventually. Like, he was there at some point. So that was crazy. And like, pretty much he was like, I'm trying to figure out whether you are worthy for me to switch sides again. And he was like, you guys want to hear me out. And the episode ends like that. But yeah, not a lot of action in this one, but it was still a good episode. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for staying tuned. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. You know the deal. Stay true, stay savage, guys, and I'm out.